What's up, YouTube? This is XX Legendary XX bringing you the updated Satellarknight Transmitted Destruction deck list. Yes, I've gotten your comments, I've gotten your suggestions, guys. I've switched it around, I've tried the deck out, and it works amazingly great. Um, so thanks for the advice, guys, and the suggestions and comments. So I'm going to be going over just the new things that I did to the deck, what I've taken out, and what I put back in. I'm not really going to go into detail on anything. The only thing I'm going to go into detail, guys, is the side deck, because I actually did make a side deck. Don't know if it's going to stay like that. That's something that now I would like to get comments on and suggestions. So yeah, let's go into it. Guys, Luster, 3 Malicious, 3 Altair, 3 Denebs. Did have 3 diamonds, guys. This is the new edition. Took down the 3rd diamond to put in the Monk. Monk works so good in this deck. So yeah, definitely Monk is definitely the card to put in for the 3rd diamond. 3 Vegas, 2 Plagues, 2 Armies, 3 Destinies, 1 Dark Hole, Foolish, 3 MSDs. Did have 3 shards, downed it to 2. Works still amazingly good. And I upped the breakthrough skills and the factor by taking down one of the shards, one of the mirror force, and one of the fiendish shame. So yeah, guys, breakthrough is so much better than finishing. I just come to realize that it just is. There's times where I like finishing just for the fact that it can negate, but it can also stop from your opponent from attacking. But honestly, the breakthrough is just better because it stops effects the entire way, all the way to the end of the turn, not just the end phase. So it really does, and you can use it twice. It, it's amazing when people have Abyss and you can't really do nothing on your turn because you have a, you know, you have already used your finishing. Breakthrough is just good because you could use it from your grave on stuff like that if you ever run into anything. So yeah. Bottomless, Mirror Force, 3 breakthroughs, Compulse, 3 factors. Factors is so good in this deck. It's like having another 3 breakthrough skills, or another 3 uh, dark bribes. It's just good, guys. Really good card. And in this deck, it works well. Warning, guys. Bezel, new edition, Dark and Dragon. Yep, took down Stardust, put in Dark and Dragon. Dark and Dragon is so good because I've run into things where other opponents play Bezel on me, and yeah, having Bezo on the field, it gets to a point where, like, okay, so what's gonna happen here? How? Yeah, Darken definitely ends that. It just removes it. You're good to go. It's just a good card. Just a good card. It just removes the monster from the field to the grave. Doesn't destroy it. They can have a face down turtle. They can have a face down spirit reaper. They could have a they, they could have anything. It's just take it, send it to the grave. Good card. Goyo Delta um, took down the Vylon that was there, left at 2 Deltas. Delta is really good at 2 right now because I really like riding Trivial. That's the guy I replaced for the Vylon. Trivial is just broken, guys. Oh, this card is so broken. I would play 2, but I really don't need to. 1 hurts the opponent so bad enough that they can't come back, especially if you drop it at the right time. Yeah, Compose on Crack, plus a Spirit Reaper. It just takes your opponent's hand, picks 1 card at random, and just throws it to the grave. So it's a really good card, guys. It's a really good card. Ninja stayed just because he's really good. I mean, you run warriors, and he gives you 222 attacks, and if you use it in an open turn where you could just hit your opponent for 44, why not? Shoot, that's half his life, more than half his life. So Ninja's really good. I leave it there. Black Ship, new edition also. Besides Trivial, I didn't run him before because I really never ran into things, but now I am. So I kind of found out that he's really good to use against people who run 101 in double or triples. Um, really good card to have. So I took down the 101 that I did have and I replaced it with a black ship and just left it at 1. So number 82, another new addition to the deck. This card is broken as well, guys. It needs to be used more. I don't know what to say besides the fact that you can end games with this guy. They could have 5 monsters on the field. It just doesn't matter. If there's nothing in their back rows and you could go for life, why not? I've done number 82 and Cowboy in one turn for 28, maybe 2 or 3 times, and ended the game. It's just a really good card to have, guys. And it's so easy to XYZ in doubles with these guys. Like you could go for 2 rank 4 XYZ into one turn. It's very easy to do. So yeah, why not? Guys, number 82, underrated. I really think it should be something that should be played more often in extra decks. It works really good in this one. Knight, don't really need to say much about him besides the fact that in this deck, he allows me to come back from any situation I'm in. If I'm in a tight situation, just clear the field, reset, and I'm on top again. So yeah, really good card, guys. Laval, don't really need to say much about him. He gets Plague and Malicious in the grave real quick, and he could top your Blacklusters. So yeah, there's 3 ways I could use him in this deck, guys. Abyss, really good card. Don't really need to go into that. Stops anything that activates in the grave. Cowboy and Champion. Champion's really good in this deck, guys, too. I can go into Champion really easily for 4 and just stop my opponent from doing anything. So really good card to have. Alright, guys, here we go. Side deck. Oh, man. Alright. Thunder King. If you're not maining Thunder King in your side deck or in your deck, I don't know what you're thinking. He's a must. Um, Stops many decks, spellbooks, Bujins. I definitely suggest you play Thunder. Banisher, also a good card. Stops a lot of decks as well. Doesn't really affect me, guys. This card does not affect me whatsoever. So it would probably affect my opponent a lot more than me. So it's really good to run Banisher. I only run 1 because I don't really need to. 2 would actually be bad for me. 1 is really good. Maxi, why not? You already have a fast plus deck, plus card deck, and you run Maxi against Madocious, Samurais, you, you name it. Keep going with decks. Maxi is just good to have. So yeah. Soul Release, guys, underrated card. Uh, Soul Charge, Madocious, uh, Gigears, Bujins. I can keep going down the list. Soul Release would screw any deck that likes using their grave. You could just mess up their play by just removing up to 5 cards. Mainly, I would do monsters, of course. So yeah, guys, really good card. Shard Ride. Oh, Share Ride, my bad. Good card as well, guys. When I side this card, I side it against decks that are going to need to search and add cards to the deck besides their draw. Spellbooks, Madocious, Bujins. Again, I can keep going down the list. Gears. There's so many decks that add cards to their hands besides their draw. This will give you another. You run already Destiny Draw and Shard. This card will just up your plus. So yeah, really good card to play, guys. You could put even up to 2, but 1 works for me. Book of Moon. I don't main it because I really don't really end up using it much. So I side it. But it's a really good card to have either in main or side. So that's why it's there. Don't really need to say much about Book of Moon. Prohibition, another card I don't need to say much. A lot of people side this card these days at 2. I only do 1. 1 is really all I need, especially If I just use it the right way, I could really affect my opponent and how he uses his deck. So really good card. Alright, now we're getting into the interesting cards here. Dark Fall. I picked this card for my side deck because it's good. It's good, and in so many decks, there's so many decks that do +2 summons, guys, in one turn at the same time. This deck would obliterate your opponent's just deck, hand, whatever, because once they special summon 2 monsters, those monsters are gone, and they're also gone from the hand and the deck if they have more copies of them. Really good card, guys. Really underrated. I don't really see this card being used enough. So I like to cite it. All one is really all I need. You know, if I use it the right way, one is really all I need. I get a lot of plus draws in this deck, guys. So getting this to my hand is a piece of cake. Um, Mystical Reptile. Guys, this card is really good too. It's really good, especially with people that use a lot of dualities, a lot of soul charge. You know, uh, really good card. Really good card, guys. I really don't really need to go into how you can use this card. Your opponent activates an effect of a spell that is personally going to only be towards him. You say, Mystical, give me that. I'll use that. Yeah. So, really good card. Big Burn. Next. Big Burn. Oh my goodness. I'm kind of speechless about this card. It's been in the game for so long, but a lot of people don't realize that it's a super good card. Super good card. A lot of people use their grave these days. They just do. So any effect that would target any monster in the grave, guys, you activate Big Burn. And then just remove all the monsters. Every single one. Just remove from play. Doesn't really affect me. It won't. It won't. I'd rather mess with my opponent's grave than worry about what happens to mine. Because I can always come back. But my opponent, if they have like X-Sabers and Gears and zombies, yeah, they're done. So Big Burn is really good, underrated side deck card. Um, Vanities, also really good card. Stops the opponent from specialing. So doesn't really affect me. I can get rid of this card any given time I want in my turn. I can purposely play so that I can leave it on the field and have my opponent try to get rid of it. But it's a really good card. I had it at 2, I downed it to 1 because now I run a Black Horn in place of the second one, because 1 is really all I've ever needed. I never really had to use the second one when I sided the 2, so Black Horn is really good. Call of the Haunted is a new side deck card I put just because here in this deck Call of the Haunted can go plus a lot of summons, especially if you call a Haunted Vega and then bring Alter to the field and then get the Neb. There's so many combos you could do with Call of the Haunted in this deck, guys. Really good card. And last but not least, 2 debunks. This card's amazing, guys. It's amazing. It's amazing. I replace 2 debunks most of the time for 1 skill and 1 factor. 2 debunks for 1 skill and 1 factor. 2 best cards to side for. And yeah, you got your opponent's deck pretty much wrapped up in a little tie ball. So really good card to play, guys. Don't really need to say much about it. It just negates activations of effect monsters that activate in the hand and the grave. So no effect Veiler, you know, none of that. Just it's a really good card, guys. Really good card, especially for Blue Jeans and Madolches and all kinds of cards, guys. So that's it, guys. I really don't have much left. This is the new update. Please comment and give any other ideas or suggestions, and please help like the deck and get this deck profile out there. Alright, guys, this is XX Legendary signing out.